Hi, I'm Stu, and welcome back to another LumaFusion video tutorial. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I'm going to teach you how to create custom brush stroke edge effect for your videos. Let's get started. If you've been watching my videos for long enough, you'll know I keep in my Photos app library a chroma key green screen, black, white. I've now got a textured green that I'm using and a sort of fade to light grey to black texture going on. How do you create any of these if you don't have the likes of Photoshop or that on your iPad? Well, sneakily, you can use LumaFusion. So let me show you how to do that first of all. So you want to start with a blank canvas. Frame rate doesn't matter for this. Aspect ratio is where it's at in terms of keeping it 16:9. If you want to use your frames at different aspect ratios, by all means, there's plenty to choose from. But 16:9 is perfect for this. You're then going to go to a main title. Tap on that. Again, the amount of time does not really matter, the duration. What we're going to do is go into our titles. You can delete your text here because we're going to use a shape, in this case the rectangle, and then we're just going to stretch it out and make sure that it covers the whole 16:9 canvas. Once you've done that, all you've got to do is take a snapshot. So we'll go to here, share and export, press snapshot, and that's you created your white background that you're going to need for creating these frame edges. If we go into our library, you'll see there's my 16:9 white background ready to go. As I've just demonstrated, you can create these white backgrounds on the fly if you want to, or let's shrink things down a little bit. If you've already got a white background tucked away in your library like I have, just press and hold on the thumbnail and then duplicate it. And that means you can then work on the duplicate and you still get the white background clean and usable again. So if we tap on the white background, you're then going to want to tap on the edit button. Now, if you're not sure about the aspect ratio, if you created this in another app, or you've already got a white background there that's maybe square, you can, of course, crop and crop to 16:9. So you've got that option for you as well. What we want to do, though, if we go back to adjust, is you want to tap on the little markup pen icon up here. And this gives us the ability to draw things out. Now, when it comes to using, let's bring this down here, all the different brushes, there's the standard set. And if you just scroll to the left, you've got the more kind of artistic brushes. And it's just a case of playing about with what you've got, whether you like it or not. Simple as that. So for example, we've got this brush here. And if I press and hold to ensure what it's like, whether it's a fountain of the brush and also its thickness, just tap on it again. And then all you want to do is just literally just draw things out. And this is just a case of you can make it as rough as you want, because the rougher the better effectively. You can move that up there. It doesn't matter if you leave any little gaps or anything, just do that. I'm just going to make sure I've filled in the corners. And there we go. And that is effectively your first frame. We'll just actually do another little stroke along the top there. And we tap the tick, and then we tap the yellow tick again, and that's you pretty much done it. If you want to go again with another brush style, again, just go back into your white background you've got, duplicate it once again, tap on it, tap on the edit controls, tap on markup, and then this time we're going to choose this, I think, watercolor brush at the end. Just press and hold, and again, you're doing black on white if I haven't already explained that. And you'll see why in a little bit back in LumaFusion. So again, you can just go down. Yeah, it's a kind of watercolor effect. So you can just build this up gradually. The harder you press if you've got an Apple Pencil, the greater the effect. There we go. And we can build that down now. Can I feel like Bob Ross doing this? There we go. And if you wanted to, you could easily mix and match brushes as well. So you could go to the likes of the previous brush we were working on, just add little inflections along the top, and that's kind of it. Again, tap on the blue tick, and then tap on, and that's your frame ready to go. The yellow tick is getting it back into LumaFusion and animating this. We're now back over in LumaFusion, and here are the two files that I created in the Photos app. I think we'll take the second of the two, the kind of more watercolory, slow, smeary Bob Ross painter look. And all you're going to do is just drag and drop it down above your timeline in the second layer. And if you want to, just shrink down the preview on the timeline and then press 1 on the keyboard to go into frame and fit. We'll worry about the size in a little second. We first of all want to go down to the blending. Now you could of course use multiply, and that'll get you your edge. You've also got another option down here. If you just scroll down a little bit further on the blending list, and that is Stencil Luma. And that pretty much does exactly the same thing. So it's up to you which you go for, the OG multiply or Stencil Luma. Then from there, up to our position. And if we want to, we can just increase the size a little bit and bring the black matte edge border and just make it a little bit skinnier. And we fix it in place there. And then come back out of frame and fit. And apart from naming the file, which I recommend you always do, black matte, I'll give it a yellow color. You can have the border just statically hold there. Or you can animate it. I'll show you that next. To animate the black matte that you've created, all I'm going to do is come in a few seconds from the beginning. You can do this from the beginning if you want, but because I've got a black dip transition, it's just easier for me to do what I'm about to do. Let's say 3 seconds in. So I'm just going to do Command B and trim off the front end. But realistically, you should be doing this right from the very edge. Then from there, we're going to basically take about 3 seconds, highlight the black matte, and trim another bit off. And then we're going to go in a bit tighter. And what you're going to do is just use your right arrow key or just swipe along on the screen. And you're going to move in 3 frame increments. So 1, 2, 3. Highlight the black matte, make a cut, and just go 1, 2, 3, make a cut, 1, 2, 3, make a cut, 1, 2, 3, make a cut, 1, 2, 3, make a cut. And we need about 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more. 1, 2, 3, and we can get rid of the rest and just work with these. What you want to do is go back into frame and fit, and this is where we're going to take advantage of the asymmetric shape of the black matte. And I'm just going to, for example, flip it horizontally for the first one, come back out, go to the next clip in, and back into frame and fit. And if we just flip again, but also rotate, and that's that one set up, and we'll go to the next one. Again, back into frame and fit. With this one, we can rotate counterclockwise, but just do it once. What you want to do is use the size X, size Y individually, and just basically squeeze things down and just reorientate the matte. Because of the nature of the fact that it's just black and transparency effectively, you can get away with that. So about that one. And 4 actually might be enough for this. You can see it's starting to work its way through. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to 4 elements. I'm just going to delete the last 2, and then just going to move along a tiny wee bit. I'm then going to go into my other matte that I created, and there it's there. What we can do with that is just go into frame and fit, go to blending. We'll just change the blend mode to multiply in this instance. You can see the effect that it's having there. And again, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, make a cut, 1, 2, 3, make a cut, 1, 2, 3, make a cut, 1, 2, 3, make a cut. Get rid of what I don't need. And now we've got 4 other clips. And just give them a similar process. So for example, go in, we'll just flip that one, tap on the second one, press 1 on the keyboard, and we will rotate this one. Next one along, press 1 on the keyboard, and we will flip and rotate. And then the final one, we'll go in and flip. Just use our size Y to reduce the matte, and size X just to bring it out a little bit, so it's just not quite as thick at the border. About there. And that gives us another setup. And then what we want to do is, if we just zoom in, you can either do this one of 2 ways. You can move these along, or make a further cut and make them even faster. So you could take it into 2 frames. So let's try the first option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move and slide that up to there, and then move and slide that up to there. And I'm going to take this matte, slot it in there, pop that one in there, just move this one up, and basically just reorganize the different clip layers. And then by doing that, you can then run it through. And then what we want to do now is pick up all of these clips, choose our multi-select tool, copy them. The other thing I'm going to do is just move these back down to right at the beginning, which you can't really see what's going on yet. That's why I did this further up the timeline. Make sure you've got nothing selected and then just do Command V or use the paste option, page clips. And then you can just go through and add as many of these as you want. I'm just going to go right to the very end and I'll take trim up the last clip and you'll see the overall effect you've got here. And if that's not working fast enough for you, you can of course come in and reduce the amount of frame size. So you could bring it down to 2 frames and just move everything along. And it doesn't take that long to do this. And the cool thing is, once you've got all this done, just check how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I need one more. Bring it down to 2 frames. And then another. Bring it down to 2 frames. And obviously, I don't need these guys here. So we'll just pinch and zoom out. Multi-select tool. And just pinching a wee bit. We go right to the way to the end. Just delete them. Select these. Command C. Or use your pasteboard and copy. Go to the end. And then Command V. And you're just going to do this all the way along again until you get to the very end. There we go. If you go too far and too much, just literally delete the last couple of frames, a few frames. And if we play it through, you'll see we got an even more reactive border. Now, once you've got all this done, what you can do if you want is save what you've created as a template. And to do that, all you've got to do is switch off the visibility of your main timeline and then go to export. We'll just export it as a movie into Photos. And you want to change the video codec to HEVC with transparency. That's the important part. If you want, just make it video only because you don't really need any audio at this point. And tap export. And you'll now see all your hard work is a template. And once again, all you've got to do is just drag and drop it in. So we'll switch on the main timeline layer again. Pull it down. Okay, so if I just actually move this up to here temporarily, I'll copy that, paste it there. I can then go into frame and fit and just change my blending again to multiply. And then once again, you can just play with the individual X position or the Y, whatever you want to go with. And then you've got your matte edge that you created as a template. And there you go. If you've enjoyed the video today, like, comment, share, do all the things, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.